Okay, I'm back with episode number 1 of my safari van build into a van life adventure off-road overlanding vehicle. So this episode, basically, I built a subfloor. I stripped everything out and built a subfloor, insulated it. This is episode number 1. I'm basically starting the process, and now it's ready to go to be built up. But anyways, you can watch it now. Yeah, step number 1, I'm gutting the interior. Gotta turn it the right way. So, piece number 1, done. Okay, a little update. It has now been a couple days. It's been dark, cold, and I haven't done a huge amount of work since I started pulling out the interior. I've done some, so I'll show you what that is and show you the plan of attack going forward for now. So first of all, I've now pulled out all like the main bits of the interior that are coming out. I left that door panel. Frankly, I'm probably just going to leave it. I guess it would be nice if I made a wood panel to match the rest of the interior, but I'm probably not going to do that, so I'll leave that. And I left the 2 outside door panels as is. Anyways, I pulled out, what did I pull out? I pulled out all this. I pulled the underlay, the headliner, panels, whatever. And this is the rear AC unit. Rear AC was sitting here. It was kind of a pain to get out because it is was connected down here to these lines, which go, I guess, to go all the way to the front to my engine compartment, to my compressor. My compressor is not there. This van AC already didn't work, so I didn't have a problem just ripping it out, but I will have to remove those lines. Anyways, rear AC. That was probably the most difficult piece back here, the least straightforward. And one other thing I had, one of these screws, the whole rib nut, it just stripped out of the panel, so I just drilled it out and took it off that way. And I'm probably just going to roll with 2 moving forward. One thing I couldn't do, I have my impact gun on this seatbelt retainer bolt, and it would not budge. So I'm just going to pull out the grinder. That's my plan for today. I'm going to pull out the grinder, just grind that right off. And then what also I have to do is I have a bunch of these random tabs that I'm going to grind off. This one, yeah, I do have to grind it off. So I'll have to grind this one off. These random tabs here along the back I'll have to grind off. Tabs, random bolt or studs, I guess, sticking up, that'll be ground off. Little random brackets. Anyways, I'm going to get the grinder out, grind all this stuff flat, and then I'm going to bust out my scraper. And I'm going to... This underlay here is stuck to this, like... I guess it's double-sided tape, but I'm going to have to grind... Oh, not grind. I'm going to scrape this off before I can do a good cleaning and then install some insulation that I just ordered and a subfloor. Now to vacuum out these little holes too. Anyways, that's the plan of attack for today. So I'm gonna get at it. And one other thing I did, since the weather is not looking good in the forecast, I sealed up my roof rack. I got some black silicone and I just went to town. So basically that's what that looks like. I just silicone the heck out of every one of these feet. Anyways, it was colder than ideal when I was putting it on, but we had some rain and snow in the forecast. So that's what I did. Might look a little ugly, but it's on the roof, so who cares? Okay, so I'm back again. Yesterday I had a big day inside the van. I didn't really film anything, but I want to go through it now and show you what I did and what I'm gonna do. But I have encountered another problem with the van. This door will not open. And I have a little note here that says push and open. It's always been kind of iffy. And it just is completely... Oh, it does work. So it noticeably got worse after I took the original plywood out here. And I'm kind of thinking it needed some height. So I was going to try to pry it and do it. But since it works, I'm going to try to spray some penetrating lube into the lock mechanism and hope it gets better. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to get a whole new lock. Anyways, it's fixed. So I'll show you what I did in here. Okay, so here's all the things I did yesterday. I put in all these insulation little panels in the thin spots where it was just straight to sheet metal. It's basically this high density foam, 1 inch thick. I paid like $5 for a sheet that was like 2 foot square times 2 of them. So I don't know how effective it's gonna be, but it was cheap and I felt like it was gonna do at least something. And I attached it with the same stuff that I used to seal up my roof rack. Emptied up the tube and it feels solid enough. And this whole panel is going to get eventually bubble wrapped and covered in paneling. So anyways, I just felt like I should do that. And then I just got my front subfloor installed. So basically I did a layer of this Reflectix insulation and then a 1/2 inch drywall, or not drywall, sorry, plywood on top. And to cut it out, I just made like a cardboard template and then just cut and trimmed a little bit as I went. And I made it work. So today I would like to finish the rest of the floor insulation and subfloor. And then I might go in and watch football. But I might keep going. So eventually the plan with insulation wise is going to go all the way up this side panel. And then it's going to like to the windowsill here. But since this windowsill that's where I'm going to tape this stuff to, I'm going to get some spray foam and spray it in some of these holes and kind of fill this whole windowsill here with spray foam. Same with on this side here. Yeah, again, I don't know how important it is, but that's what I'm gonna do. I think it should be decent. But with these giant windows, I'm already like behind the 8 ball on insulation. So, anyways, that's the plan for today. Is mostly just finish this floor, and then kind of assess it. Oh, and I attached this floor with 1-inch screws, just quite a few of them, into like these raised bumps on the floor. I didn't look underneath, so I hope there's nothing that these screws go into, but I can't imagine there is, so I'm just giving her. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna go do some work. This time I'll probably film it, at least on time lapse. So there's one more thing I need to mention before I get too carried away with just working. I'll show you in a second here. Jackson. Well, you working hard, bud? Anyways, one of these wires here was a ground connected to that. It was a stud originally, but I just cut it off while I was trimming all my bits with the grinder. But I'm gonna have to reattach this. Part of me thinks it's just only was a ground for the AC, the rear AC unit, which is no longer there, but also I don't want to take that risk. So I'm just gonna grind down a spot and screw it in like over here, so it's not in the way of the paneling that goes in. But I'm going to reattach it just in case it is critical to the wiring harness and not just the rear AC. And one other thing is these holes, I'm just going to clean it up, and frankly I'm just going to put some Gorilla Tape over it and just to seal it off from the ground. So I'm going to Gorilla Tape over the hole. And then by the time I put my insulation layer and subfloor on top, and eventually this will probably have a support for the bed too. But I feel that'll be sufficiently sealed off from the outside world. And there's like some other random holes here. Here, even like where the this is where the old plywood was screwed in. Anyways, random holes. They're all gonna get covered with tape and then subfloor. Anyways, I'm gonna go to grind. Okay, so here's the back of the insulated floor. So you can sort of see what I did. I taped it. I taped the seams because I decided to make this multiple piece with all that reflective tape. And then I left it up with like a whatever extra layer so I can tie into that when I start building the insulation to go up there. It'll stick out from the floor, and then I can connect it all. This is like kind of ugly, but you know, I think it works good enough, at least for my taste. But anyways, that's what it looks like pre-subfloor. Subfloor next, though. Okay, so I am now done for the day. I don't know exactly when my camera there died on my time lapse, but this whole floor is completely done. I've kind of left this project now at a stage where it's like ready to start. So I got to do some research on interior materials. I have to get some stuff like spray foam. I got to get some paneling, all that stuff I have to get after I do some more research. But as far as it is, I'm leaving it the way it is for today. I'm going to go watch the football. But I will give you the little rundown. I'll show you everything that is complete. I did just order, I just got the email notification that my Journeys off-road lift, 4/5-inch lift, is now in the mail. So I'm going to go, I have to order shocks today. So I have all that stuff ready to go when the time comes to do the lift, and shocks. That'll probably be the next step in this project, because I kind of just want to leave the subfloor as is until I get materials. But I want to, yeah, as soon as I get the lift, I'm going to put that all in and kind of get this going mechanically. So then I can at least drive this and put my 4Runner for sale. Yeah, so I got to go order parts now. But anyways, a little quick. I'll show you everything that's done. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. So this is the finished subfloor. It's all the way across. I have a couple ugly bits. Like, realistically, it's probably going to be... my bed frame is probably going to be start here. So I just want it to be level. With everything, I'm aware that it looks ugly. But this is what it is. Like I said, there's all this is up there. So I could tie in the insulation around there. I left that open so I could stuff this trailer wiring back under there when the time comes when I fix the trailer wiring, because it's kind of buggered there. But anyways, that's a project to get around to it midweek or whatever. And that's pretty much that. I'm happy with it so far. Anyways, I know clean up and take this guy for a walk. Jackson. Yeah, he looks done for the day too.